Can I talk about my actual favorite scene of this movie really quick, though?
Yeah.
Bring us up. We've been talking
I was going to say,
I
I have something I want to talk about that's good here soon, too.
So despite my distaste, I'm holding the microphone like I'm standing up, Leanne, so like I'm a concert man. Woo! Anyhow, so despite like the kind of weird annoyance of it, I want to talk about the city the king built. I thought it was really cool in concept and theory.
Yeah,
it did have a little bit of a Coruscant feel from Star Wars, but it was really cool. And I have to highlight the coolness of the thought that like he built a very sturdy civilization that way. And then my all-time favorite scene is actually when Scott and I just blanked on her name. Hope. They go in to go fix the battery, right, with the PIM particles, and
Oh, you mean my least favorite part?
Oh, well, great. We can argue about it later. However, what I liked about it was how they become discombobulated, and that the only thing unifying Scott in reality is like his desire to like make sure Cassie is safe, because there's a lot of chaos happening and going on. And then when finally he kind of, it takes a minute, like it's kind of like the Fool, right? He kind of like, it takes a minute for him to figure out that the joke's on him type thing in the way. It took a minute for Scott to figure out, oh, if I focus on everything, we can work together. And I don't know that he did that intentionally, but that was a result of just thinking like, oh, I'm doing this for Cassie. I have to save Cassie. Boom. They built that really cool. Mm-hmm. And that was an ant type throwback.
That's
right?
That's where they should have like been like, this is ant. He is literally the ants. That's where they didn't need the science ants, because they turned him into the ants. There's your ant.
Yeah, that was the thing, is like there's an article talking about how the ant references are cooler than you thought and the ants are cooler, but I liked how they reference this and how they build up. But I like how Hope just like kind of like figured out how to, like, they're like, ignore them type thing, right? And she
figured it out quickly.
Yeah, she figured out quick. Well, she had the help of her mom. True. She said something. But like, I thought that was a really cool sequence.
All right. I'm going to say something good that I liked about the movie. And this is going to sound like it's condescending almost, because it's the smallest little thing. And I don't want that to be like, I only like this tiny little thing. But it was something that I noticed and I really enjoyed. Kang's purple and green suit looked dope.
It did.
It looked really, really good. Like, I loved how that looked. And there's definitely like, there's obviously a lot of cool villains in the MCU, and they look a lot of different ways. Thanos was like cool, and what he could do was cool, and the Infinity Gauntlet was definitely like iconic, but I don't know if there was ever like a suit that Thanos wore that I was like, that's amazing. I definitely liked, going back to a comment that you made earlier, and I feel terrible because I won't even remember the name, the main villain from Ant-Man 2. Ghost. She looked dope. Yeah, I loved all of it.
We need more Ghost.
She's coming. She can be in Thunderbolts.
Yes, I saw that, and I'm excited for that. And so there's like always good ones. There's some that are cool, some that are less cool. I thought that green and purple suit looked dope, and I also liked, I don't know, I'm kind of just like a purple guy. I also liked Cassie's suit. Yes, it was new, and so it was like, maybe it's just because it was new, but I like Cassie's suit as well. Like, it obviously just looked like the same as the other ones, but I was like, the purple, it looked good on her. Just like, I thought it looked nice.
How about I just say, I started off this episode saying I might be done with Marvel. I don't think I'll ever be done with Marvel. I don't think, I have a hard time quitting, because I love this franchise.
It's like smoking.
I love them. Like, as much as I pick them apart, it's because I love them so much, and I want this universe to work for me, and that's why I criticize so hard, because I want to love it all. I'm not done with it. I'm just really in a low point. It's nothing they can't bounce back from. There was a point before Infinity War where I remember talking like this, where I'm just like, they're just not as good anymore. I'm getting kind of tired of these. Nothing's consequential, blah, blah, blah. And then they bounced back hard with Infinity War, Avengers, Spider-Man. We still haven't gotten to X-Men. We still haven't gotten to Fantastic Four. We're in a world-building stage. I get it. I'll be there when it comes out. I think they recognize that there's some problems. I have faith that they will come back. I love Paul Rudd. I would love more Paul Rudd. I don't know if I need another specifically Ant-Man movie, but if Paul Rudd shows up in future movies, I'll be more than happy to see him. Michelle Pfeiffer is a freaking babe. I love her to death. She was the best part of this movie other than Paul Rudd and King. There's a positive. Yeah. One more positive. I loved, you guys referenced that it feels like Star Wars a lot. I love that kind of stuff. The bar scene, where they go in, it gets kind of ridiculous, but it does give heavy, heavy Star Wars vibes with the cantina scene stuff. There's parts in that scene that don't work, but just like that Star Wars vibe to it. I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan. I like that kind of stuff. I liked the giant amoeba monster that popped up. There's some visual effects that I thought were really cool that you just can't do in practical effects that work for me, but you've heard my criticisms. There are some good stuff here. Maybe I'll come back and watch it again like I did with Ant-Man 1 and 2 and have a different take on it now that I know kind of what it is, but a lot of these recent Marvel movies, I haven't had any drive to go back and watch them again. So I hope that sometime in the future I get motivated to revisit, and hopefully they'll work better for me.
I hope that for you too.